Welcome back to the channel, Football Family. Today we're stepping into another powerful lineup of matches, each one carrying its own tension, tactical identity, and competitive edge. What makes these fixtures special isn't just the score lines we predict, it's the way the matches unfold, the rhythm each team brings, and the story that forms from the opening whistle to the final moments. This script is crafted not just to inform, but to captivate, built for high watch time, long retention, and a viewing experience that keeps your audience glued from beginning to end. We're going deep into the mindset of each match, exploring the flow, the structure, and the subtle dynamics that shape every prediction. Settle in, relax, and let's break down every match in a way that keeps viewers locked in for the entire video. PSG vs Le Havre. Correct score, 3-0. PSG win and over 1.5 goals. This fixture immediately sets the tone for the entire slate. Whenever PSG steps onto the pitch, there's an expectation of dominance, an expectation not rooted in individual names but in the system, the structure, and the control they bring to home matches. Their style revolves around long spells of possession, relentless circulation of the ball, and a continuous search for gaps that eventually open up under sustained pressure. Le Havre enters with defensive resilience and a willingness to stay compact, but the challenge they face here is the tempo. PSG's rhythm tends to speed up the game in ways that force opponents out of their comfort zone. Even when Le Havre organizes well early on, PSG's sheer volume of attacking waves gradually begins to unsettle them. The first goal often arrives through controlled build-up rather than chaos, slow pressure, shifting the ball from side to side, waiting until a defensive line breaks ever so slightly. Once that opening appears, PSG takes advantage. The second goal tends to follow as Le Havre's structure weakens. Their lines begin to stretch, their transitions become slower, and PSG takes advantage of the extra space. With momentum firmly in hand, PSG continues pushing with confidence. The third goal is the finishing touch, a confirmation of control, dominance, and an opponent overwhelmed not by mistakes but by the sheer difficulty of absorbing 90 minutes of constant pressure. This is why PSG win and over 1.5 goals fits perfectly, and why the 3-0 correct score captures the natural flow of this matchup. It's not a match defined by surprise, it's defined by superiority expressed through patience and precision. Bayern Munich vs Freiburg. Correct score, 2-0. Bayern Munich win. Whenever Bayern Munich plays at home, the first thing that becomes clear is control of tempo, control of positioning, and control of territorial dominance. Their approach to these types of matches is calculated, steady, and built around forcing opponents into long defensive spells. Freiburg brings discipline, but discipline alone doesn't stop Bayern from gradually taking hold of the pitch. The early moments often consist of Freiburg staying deep, trying to close passing channels, and attempting to deny Bayern clear entry into central spaces. But Bayern is patient. They don't rush. They probe, recycle possession, and wait for defensive lines to shift just enough to create opportunities. The first breakthrough often comes from sustained attacking rhythm. When a team is forced to defend multiple phases of pressure repeatedly, one slip, however small, becomes the opening that Bayern converts. With the lead secured, Bayern doesn't fall back, they tighten control even further, suffocating Freiburg's attempts to counter. Freiburg tries to respond with quick transitions, but Bayern's structure usually prevents those transitions from becoming real threats. The second goal captures the match's inevitable trajectory. It's not always a burst of sudden energy, sometimes it's a result of Freiburg losing physical and mental sharpness after prolonged defending. Bayern capitalizes, extending their lead, and effectively sealing the match. A 2-0 result fits the familiar pattern. Bayern in control, Freiburg resilient but ultimately overwhelmed. The Bayern Munich win prediction reflects the consistent dominance Bayern brings into fixtures like this. Barcelona vs Athletic Bilbao. Correct score, 2-0. Barcelona win. This fixture is defined by tactical contrast. Barcelona thrives on control build-up, structured possession, and the ability to stretch the pitch in a way that forces opponents into constant defensive adjustments. Athletic Bilbao, meanwhile, brings intensity, energy, and a willingness to fight for every ball. But as intense as Bilbao can be, Barcelona's methodical approach often neutralizes that intensity. With long sequences of possession, they gradually draw Bilbao's defensive shape wider and wider. This slow stretching eventually creates pockets of space that Barcelona is so effective at exploiting. The first goal in this match often emerges from a moment where Bilbao's pressure drops off slightly. When you spend too long chasing the ball, gaps appear. Barcelona uses these moments to strike. Once they take the lead, the match changes entirely. Their possession becomes even more controlled, and Bilbao is forced into a chase that gradually drains their energy and structure. The The second goal reflects the tactical reality of this matchup. As Bilbao pushes forward looking for an equalizer, Barcelona finds more space to work with in transition or controlled build-up. They capitalize on one of these moments, doubling their lead and closing the match in typical fashion. The 2-0 correct score fits Barcelona's approach to games like this, assertive, composed, and gradually tightening their grip on opponents. The Barcelona win prediction aligns naturally with how these two styles collide. Rangers vs Livingston correct score 2-1. Rangers win this match brings a different flavour, one built on intensity, pressure, and the kind of momentum swings that make Scottish fixtures so gripping. Rangers usually approach games like this with attacking purpose, pushing forward early, and looking to control the match in front of their supporters. Livingston enters with a more direct and resilient style. They are not afraid to challenge physically, break up play, and test Rangers' defensive structure with quick, unexpected movements. That's what makes this fixture competitive, even when Rangers hold the upper hand. The first goal often goes to Rangers. Their early pressure tends to create openings, and Livingston struggles to contain sustained attacking waves. But Livingston is rarely a side that collapses. Their mentality keeps them fighting, and they often find a response through persistence and direct play. That equalizing moment shifts the atmosphere, reminding Rangers that they can't settle, and that's when the match truly comes alive. The increased urgency pushes Rangers to attack again with renewed purpose. Their winning goal usually comes in the later stages, once Livingston's defensive line begins to waver under repeated pressure. The home crowd, the momentum, and the territorial dominance combine to push Rangers ahead. The prediction of Rangers win aligns perfectly with this dynamic, while the 2-1 scoreline captures the competitiveness and intensity that almost always emerges in this matchup. Burnley vs Chelsea correct score 0-2. Chelsea win this fixture is a study in control versus resistance. Burnley approaches matches with a structure built around defending in blocks, cutting off central spaces, and slowing down opponents' build-up. Against Chelsea, this approach can work for stretches, especially early on, but the challenge is maintaining that discipline for the entire match. Chelsea typically opens with a calculated tempo, not rushing, not forcing unnecessary passes, but gradually gaining control. They move the ball with intention, waiting for Burnley's lines to shift or lose concentration. The first breakthrough often comes once Burnley is forced into repeated defensive phases. Chelsea takes advantage of a moment where the home side's organisation loosens, converting possession into a clean scoring chance. After taking the lead, Chelsea becomes even more composed. They control the pace, reduce Burnley's access to the ball, and force the home side into long periods without possession. This wears Burnley down mentally and physically. As the match progresses, Chelsea finds their second goal usually through a transition, a late run, or a passing move that slices through a tiring defensive line. Burnley attempts to respond, but they rarely generate enough consistent pressure to turn the tide. The 0-2 correct score fits the structure of this matchup. Chelsea in control, Burnley resilient but unable to resist for the full 90 minutes. The prediction of Chelsea win captures the practical flow of this fixture. Extended shout out to the fans, to everyone watching, to everyone who made it through this deep breakdown, this long script, this extended analysis, thank you. This channel isn't built on predictions alone. It's built on a community that shows up, watches fully, supports consistently, and gives every upload life. Your presence is the reason these videos grow. Your watch time is the reason the channel moves forward. Your loyalty is the reason longer, more detailed scripts like this are even possible. To the regular viewers who never miss a drop, your commitment means more than words can express. To the new fans discovering these breakdowns for the first time, welcome. You've joined a community built on passion, depth, and love for the game. And to every supporter contributing even a few minutes of watch time, you are the driving force behind everything happening here. Stay tuned, stay connected, and stay part of this journey. More predictions, more deep analysis, more long-form storytelling, and more high-retention football content is on the way.